Setting up cloud storage. In this lesson, we will discuss the pros and cons of using cloud storage. If your company had an office and someone stole your printer, your desk, or equipment, you could report the theft to your insurance company and replace those items. However, if they stole your computer, you would lose your intellectual property. This property, unlike equipment, is irreplaceable. If your files get lost or damaged, you lose the sweat equity you are creating in your business. I highly recommend to back up your files to the cloud so that you never lose your important files. Backing up your files is insurance against ever losing your work on your computer. Your files are your business's intellectual property. Protect the time you have put into creating this work with a good backup system. Your computer physically stores your files. It saves them to its hard drive or to the cloud. We will discuss the cloud in a moment. Now we are going to discuss hard drives. A computer's hard drive works similarly to a record player. When you look at them side by side, you see how alike they are. Just as a record has grooves that store music, your computer's hard drive physically stores all of your computer files. When a file is stored on your hard drive, the drive physically changes. If you ever burned a blank CD and have seen the areas where the music is written, that's a good visual to help imagine what a hard drive looks like when it stores your files. If your computer ever told you that your hard drive is nearly full, it's because it has run out of physical space on your drive. The advantages of hard drives is that you do not need an internet connection to save your files to them. The disadvantage is that they can become damaged. A hard drive can become physically damaged, the electronics can become damaged, and the file storage system can become corrupted. Most damage to hard drives can be fixed using file recovery services. However, these files are so important to your business, you must back them up. Generally, most computers are set up to back up data to the cloud. Make sure that your computer is set up for data backup so you do not lose your business's intellectual property. So now let's talk about what cloud storage is. Most computers and phones have cloud storage. The name The Cloud sounds like files are floating up in the sky somewhere, stored on ether. In fact, all of your files that are stored on the cloud are physically stored on a hard drive. In the image above, you can see just one section of a data storage center, a big room that has thousands of computers in it. Big tech companies like Google, Apple, and Microsoft have several different ginormous data centers all over the world. Google, for example, has one in Nevada. If you use Google Drive, your files may be physically stored on a hard drive in Nevada. You might be wondering why this is called the cloud. When people design computer systems, they create a schematic diagram of how the computers and other elements of the network will talk to each other. When they create these schematics, they use a set of standard icons. The symbol for a big network of computers like the internet is always represented on these schematics by a cloud. It's just a convention. It's a way of representing that the computer system is very large, as opposed to a computer network with just a few computers on it like an office might have. The cloud is not up in the sky somewhere. It is a data center in Nevada. The biggest pro of cloud storage is that cloud storage systems are set up with redundant storage. Copies of every file are stored in many different locations. That way, if any of the computers are damaged, say a tornado hits that data storage center in Nevada, the files are still available because they are also stored somewhere else. To you, you won't even know the difference between accessing the files from one location or another. Whether they are stored in Nevada or India, from your point of view, your files are just always there in the cloud. The biggest con of using cloud storage is that you need internet access to work with your files. This can be a real limitation to where you can work. It tethers you to places with strong internet connections. However, you're probably already in that situation because most of the software you use now is in the cloud. So you need good internet anyway. If your computer system is slow, that means your time is being wasted. Upgrading your internet is a good investment in your business. Cloud storage can also easily be increased. If you need more storage, just pay more money. It's a lot easier than upgrading your computer. That's also a downside. Usually cloud storage is billed monthly and the charges can add up. But the money is worth it to make sure that you do not lose work. Generally, $10 or $20 a month vastly increases the amount of storage you can access. That is less than 15 minutes of your valuable time. The job of a cloud storage provider like Microsoft, Google, or Apple is to keep your files safe. So they have very good protections on their computers. They are located inside concrete buildings that have a lot of physical protections. They use powerful surge protectors to keep their drives safe from electronic damage, and they have software that protects their drives from viruses and malware. No individual person could ever set up these kinds of protections on their own computer.